Welcome back. This is Newslink right here on eNCA. Now, will workers at the Northwest Transport Investment finally get paid after more than 3 months without salaries? Trade union SATAWU says it has met with officials at the province to ensure that workers are paid their outstanding salaries. But there's no specific date set as yet on when they will receive what's due to them. So the union has also raised concerns, though, about workers being underpaid and still subjected to monthly deductions that leave them with little to nothing. So Jack Mazibuko is SATAWU's General Secretary and brings us details from the meeting that they held with officials in the Northwest. He joins me this morning to take this conversation forward. Mr. Mazibuko, thank you so much for your time and good morning to you. I think before we get to the contents of the meeting and the details, when you released your statement as SATAWU, it was yesterday, the 23rd of May. Can you confirm the status of those salaries, whether they're paid or not today? Is that status still the same in terms of unpaid salaries?
No, thank you very much, Tumelo, and good morning to you and your viewers at home. It is true that as things stand, workers hasn't been paid their salaries yet, despite the fact that we met with the department on Monday, and it was not for the first time we met with them. We had a number of meetings with the MEC, the DG, and other department officials in Northwest to discuss these challenges that workers are confronted with.
And what is the problem? Why are workers still not paid? What is their reasoning?
Based on what the MEC has presented, and I must indicate that we really appreciate the commitment and the role that the MEC is playing, MEC Lehari, to try to resolve the issue. But based on our discussion with him, they have two sets of problems at NTI. The department have deployed a services of the business rescue practitioner to assist to rescue the company that was ailing. And then since the appointment of the business rescue practitioners, the department was hoping that things will tend to better. Unfortunately, they are getting worse day by day. And as a result, the business rescue practitioner opened up a separate account where in each and every subsidy that comes in from Gauteng and Northwest Department is paid into that account, and he decided to prioritize only the other creditors other than workers. So in our discussions with the MEC and the Chief of Staff and the directors, we emphasize our unhappiness in the manner in which the BRP is treating our members. And we did receive a commitment from Northwest Department that they have done their calculations of all the money owed to the workers, including the creditors, and it's amounting to 1.25 billion. And the commitment that they have made was that they are going out to make sure that at least they source half of the money before Friday, and they will endeavor to pay all the employees their outstanding money. That is inclusive of medical aid, provident fund, and salaries.
Mr. Mazibuko, I just want to also touch on the business rescue practitioner, Mr. Thomas Samos, if I have his name correctly. I mean, your statement very clear in terms of how you feel about him, just in terms of his actions. I mean, you've called him arrogant, you've called him useless. I almost sense a tone that he's undermining the work of the union, where you state that he's also attempting to have private meetings with your members when he knows very well that the mediation of the union needs to be respected, is equally important. What's been your experience like with the business rescue practitioner?
We really have a bad experience with the business rescue practitioner, and our, as our relationship started when the business rescue, sometimes last year, invited SATAWU leadership to a meeting wherein he wanted us to extend his term. You will recall that the business rescue practitioner was appointed for a period of 6 months. And then last year, he engaged us to say he requested us to extend his term. The SATAWU argument was that we cannot extend your term because since you have been appointed, you haven't developed a report that at least trying to narrate as to how far are you taking the company, what is it that you have established since your appointment. As a result, as a strategic organization, we refuse to extend his term. Starting from that time, he decided to play divide role in dividing workers who are the SATAWU members by calling a separate meetings And also when there is some small amount that has been paid from Gauteng department, he chose not to pay workers, but to pay other creditors wherein we believe he got an interest.
So with that being said, I understand that he released a statement which you say is misleading. What exactly did he say to your workers in this statement?
In his statement, he's playing a blaming game. He's blaming the Department of Northwest by trying to sabotage him, by not supporting him. And we know that that is not true, because we've been having a number of engagement with Northwest Department. At some stage, the business edge was invited by the scoper to come and state his side of the story, and he refused to attend that meeting. So the allegations that is made in his statement are very misleading, and they are not true.
I think at the crux of this is definitely the workers that are not paid. 3 months worth of salary not being paid is a huge inconvenience, an inconvenience being an understatement, Mr. Mazibuko. What is the way forward now, just in terms of any promises made as to when workers will receive their money?
What we have done from our side as the union, we have engaged the Department of Transport in Gauteng, and we have learned that an amount of 29 million has been paid to Business Rescue account in order for him to pay creditors, and that was done on the 19th, which was last week Friday. Now, yesterday, we have wrote him a letter through our lawyers informing him that we want to know why is he not paying workers their money, because there is a money that has been paid. We are still awaiting for his response. But should it happen that he is not responding positively up until tomorrow, we'll be left with no option but to approach the court at the urgent basis.
We'll leave it there, and I appreciate you speaking to me about this. Jack Mazibuko, SATAWU's General Secretary, speaking to us this morning about unpaid salaries of some of their workers. Seems the issues there also lie with the business rescue practitioner whose responsibility was to make that payment as well to the workers. We'll keep you updated on this story as it also develops.